Hey, just got to the park. Is that you over at the bench? Alright, be right there.
Hey, here, have some hot tea. It's getting pretty nippy tonight. So, want to tell me what's going on? Well, you texted me out of the blue asking me to meet you here. I would have thought that this time of night, you'd have turned in already, or have been hanging out with. Oh, I see. So you two are no longer together. I'm sorry to hear that. Guessing that this just happened? Ah, only a couple hours ago. So super recent. Well, again, I'm sorry to hear that happened. I believe I understand now. You messaged me for some company. Well, were you planning on staying here the whole night? Like I said, it's cold right now, and it's only going to get colder. You don't want to at least go to a cafe or somewhere else with a heater? You didn't want to be at home, but you also didn't want to be around a lot of people. I see. Makes sense why this would be the place you'd choose then. There's very few people walking at this time of night. I'm assuming that I'm also here as a repellent. What do I mean? I've heard that having company, even just one person, tends to make strangers less likely to approach you and try to strike up a conversation. My presence is acting like a social barrier. Was there anything you needed? I'm not really sure what to do in these situations. Did you want to talk about stuff to distract your mind? Vent or bash on your ex? Or do you want a shoulder to cry on? You're just scared. What is it you're scared of? If there's something on your mind, you're welcome to tell me. Don't feel the need to keep any feelings bottled up on my behalf. Go ahead, level with me. Spill the beans. Why are you laughing? Did I say something funny? Hearing me say spill the beans was out of character? I see. Well, my point still stands. If there's something you need to get off your chest, please don't hold back. You're afraid of the idea of being alone. I'm not sure what you mean. I see. After being in a relationship for so long, you saw your ex as a constant in your life. Your future always had them in it, no matter what other things changed. They became something that you never thought would no longer be a part of your everyday. Now that they're gone, it feels like not only they left, but your life and your future went with them. That fear of loneliness, it's because of those thoughts and feelings. That makes sense. It makes sense because your internal equilibrium changed after being with them for such a long time. Our minds and bodies don't tolerate being in constant flux. There always needs to be some level of sameness in our lives to anchor ourselves to. For you, they became that anchor, something which kept you mentally and emotionally grounded. You look confused. It's strange to hear me talk about emotions. I may not express them much, but I do experience them. However, I don't let them overcome my reasoning. My feelings are not relevant to this conversation, though. Please, let me continue. Also, you should take a sip of your tea before it starts getting cold. Because of your separation, your equilibrium has been thrown off. Right now, how you're feeling would be compared to a traveler who has lost their map, a ship that has lost its course. You pictured a future with them, something vague yet somewhat clear. Now with them gone, that future has become cloudy and muddled. In some ways, they became a part of you, and as a result, you feel like part of yourself is gone. Am I correct in suspecting that? I basically got it? That's good to hear. I don't want to make any inaccurate assumptions about what might be going through your mind. I know you didn't ask me to come here to help make you feel better, but would it be alright if I said a little bit? Something to ponder over. If you don't wish for it, we can just sit here until it gets cold enough that the both of us should head home. Sure. I'll do my best to convey this, but I do apologize if any of this comes off as abrasive or patronizing. It is all with the best of intentions. If there is any point you feel compelled to interject, I only ask you refrain until I'm finished. As I said, these are things to think about. They are not concrete words of advice or calls to action. Like I stated before, I don't know or understand everything you're thinking and feeling right now, especially with an emotional wound so fresh. Empathy and sympathy are not in my vocabulary, nor do I find them to be really helpful for people in the long run. All I can go on is what has been shared to this point. However, when it comes to that fear, and to your future being taken away, I don't believe things are as bleak or as frightening as they may seem. Your path forward may feel like it's become unsteady and unclear. It might feel like your ship no longer has a map. But that doesn't mean you have to stop walking. It doesn't mean that you no longer have control of the helm and the sails. I do not doubt that a part of you has been forever lost. In fact, the maelstrom of feelings I can only guess you're experiencing right now is a sign that they truly matter to you. However, I think it may be you have also been gifted something from this. Something truly valuable. What do I mean? Put in simple terms, a new beginning. The opportunity and freedom to truly have full control over your future and the path you walk on from here. It may feel like right now the shapes and colors are now muddled and distorted on the canvas. But at the same time, you have also been given the brush and the paint. Or it just may be this is the chance to realize you never lost control in the first place. You've been through a lot. You've given much for them. But understand when I say you never actually relinquished control of your future. You've always been in charge of your destiny. You have always been the master and commander at the helm of your ship. Anchors may be nice to have, but in the end they are not what's going to keep you afloat. What will, in the end, keep you moving and will allow you to cut through the rough waves we will all inevitably encounter is always going to come down to you and your ship. It'll still be really hard to think of this situation in such a way right now. And for all I know, it may be that way for some time. No matter what I've said tonight, there will likely still be times where you'll feel alone, and that fear will come back up. All I can say to that is that you are at this point in your life, subjectively and objectively not alone. I'm not a ghost or a figment of your imagination. I'm right here, and for as long as we both are able and willing, I'm going to be there. So, should the waves be rough, The sea's stormy. Rest assured that my ship will be right next to yours to help navigate those troubled waters. What is it? I used ships as a metaphor because they were the best one I could think of in the moment. Was it not a good example? They did the job? That's good to hear. There is no need to thank me. This is what friends do, after all. If things are rough, we get each other's backs. When we struggle standing on our own, we're there to lend support. And when we get knocked down, we're there to help each other get back up again. Now, it does feel like it's starting to get a bit colder. We should probably start heading out, or else we'll risk hypothermia. Oh, you'd like to stop by a cafe after all? I see. Well, then we may as well get a move on. Here, you can borrow my coat.